which brings us now to the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra. Dana Stone, the executive director, is here, and we've got a special guest. The guest conductor who has made it big all over the world is joining us. How good is it to be back home in Indianapolis?
You know, it's always great to be in Indianapolis. You know, I was born here and grew up here, lived here until I was 6 or 7, and I have just countless numbers of family here, so it's always great to be able to see them and for them to have the opportunity to see me in action working with an orchestra. So it's great to be with the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra.
And I was remiss because I was so excited about you being here that I did not say Kazim Abdullah, the jet setter, the man who's performing. You're performing in Seattle during this sojourn to the States as well.
No, that's true. Yeah, last week I was with the Atlanta Symphony, and now I'm in Indianapolis working with the Chamber Orchestra, and then next week I go to the Seattle Symphony. So, yeah.
And Dana, tell me about the choice of Cold Mountain for this performance on the 28th.
Yes, so this is a new suite. It's part of a 37 orchestra commission project. Jennifer Higdon, a Grammy Award-winning composer, she's made a suite of her opera, Cold Mountain, and so we're excited to be presenting that Indiana premiere on Saturday night. And forgive my ignorance, Cold Mountain was a great book that takes place post-Civil War in North Carolina. Is there a connection? There is a connection. That is the plot of the opera. The music itself is, of course, drawn from themes from the opera, but we're really excited to be a part of that major commission project here in the United States.
Now, you are, I'm speculating here, but I imagine you are quite in demand. How do you make the choices to go the places you go?
I make the choices based, of course, on whether or not I've worked with the orchestra before. Sometimes location, one always tries to, yeah, you know, it doesn't make sense to make too many trips back and forth across the pond. So, like, you know, normally one tries to have multiple engagements, you know, in one country, just so that you're kind of going from place to place.
And since the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra is where it is, you can stay at your mom's house, so that had to help, right?
Well, no, yeah, you know, any chance to work in Indianapolis, just because, yeah, you know, it's a great organization, a great orchestra, and I had never worked with them before, so I was really looking forward to working with this orchestra. And yeah, you know, any time I have the chance to sort of work in the Midwest, particularly in Indianapolis, I always take the chance, just because, you know, I grew up here, and I find that, yeah, you know, the arts community is a really important community to sort of support, having myself come from the Midwest. So.
And Dana, I would expect, I don't know how this works, but when you bring in a guest conductor, and there's a limited amount of time in terms of rehearsals and just building some chemistry, how do you expedite that?
Well, I mean, I think that's maybe a chemistry question, certainly, for Kazim, but, you know, they're going to work hard over the next 3 days to present something really special on Saturday night for our audiences and for Indianapolis. You know, Kazim has a connection with our music director, Matthew Kramer, which made him a natural choice this month for this special event.
And I guess those of you who have ascended to the level where you all are, you can communicate.
Yeah, no, yeah, you can communicate, and you know, when you're a conductor working with an orchestra, of course, there's so many different ways of communicating. Of course, there's just a natural communication with body language, but also in the way that you speak with the orchestra, the way that you interact with the people, with your gestures, and things of this nature. So,
and clearly, you're just getting started with the rehearsals leading up to this. How's it going?
Well, so I have my first rehearsal tomorrow.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
My first rehearsal tomorrow, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the performance on Saturday. So it's a pretty condensed, intense process.
And for all of you, do people get, you know, I think about theater and television, we get butterflies. Does that happen with musicians of this caliber, conductors of this caliber?
Maybe not butterflies. I think there's excitement and energy in the environment, in the stage. There's certainly a moment that each musician's concerned about making sure that they get that particular passage, you know, to the best of their ability. But I think in terms of actual nerves affecting performance, that's not happening at this level.
It is Cold Mountain, the Indianapolis Chamber Orchestra. We're thrilled that you both came in on a snowy Wednesday.
We're very glad to be here.